Alright, welcome in everybody. These are the West Coast races. We are going to have two races again to watch. The bots race between LSD Hippie 420 and Tetrally. And you see the blue icons in the lower left corner of their windows to represent them. And the bits race with the red icons in the lower left corners between React, Travway, and Choseneer 4. There is going to be a twist to these races. This week, they are going to Loot Palace 1. So everyone will have to skip placing the gem. And after looping Palace 1, everyone will be able to get to at least attack 4 and then place the gem and move on. If anybody accidentally places the gem or decides to take a penalty, there's going to be a 3-minute penalty for not placing the gem. Also, as I understand, there is no requirement to take attack 4. But even if you do get attack 4 on the first loop, or otherwise would get attack 4 on the first loop, you still have to loop the palace. So that is an interesting twist on the normal West Coast race rules. The runners are going to be getting underway shortly. We're within 30 seconds here. Countdown is at 15. Racers will be taking off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And good luck, everybody. Keep in mind, since this is put together by Trev, we do see Trav start a couple seconds early due to the restream delay. Overall, that will not have that much of an impact, but if we do see a close race between Trav and someone else, we would need to keep in mind that Trav's stream is a couple seconds ahead. And it looks like Hippie and Tetrally both got a bag. React got a bag as well, so 3 out of the 5 racers got bags in the Magic Cave. Chosen did not get a bag and is going to get the trophy early. Trav is headed straight to Palace 1. Getting the trophy early is not really necessary, but Chosen may be choosing to do this still because even though they're going to skip the Palace 1 gem the first time through, that would still possibly enable them to skip as many enemies as possible. Oh! Well, never mind. Looks like Chosen might be doing an alternate route altogether here. I did see a little discussion of that in Discord, but I didn't exactly commit to memory. So it looks like Chosen is going to go ahead and do Dark Death Mountain. So that's interesting. Tetrally getting the shield spell, appears to be the only one getting the shield spell before Palace 1. React is the first to enter Palace 1, well ahead of Trav, and well, it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out if Chosen is in fact doing Dark Death Mountain. Trav is now in Palace 1 as well, but about a full screen behind Hippie. Or behind React, that is. Hippie is now just entering Palace 1 as well. So Hippie's going to have a pretty decent lead on Tetra early, but we will see that Hippie has to get the shield spell after Palace 2, and Tetra will have the opportunity to get the time back then. And we see Chosen heading through the jump cave in the dark. So, if I understand what... Oh, Chosen does take a death. But, you know what? This is only a West Coast race, so there are deaths to take. If I understand what Chosen might be doing here is that he's going to go ahead and get the attack levels, and then we'll be able to more quickly loot Palace 1. But, of course, it's also riskier to play through Death Mountain in the dark with lower life levels. It's very rare that you see at this level anyone go grab that fairy. Looks like he's going to grab the extra life now as well for some extra safety on the way to Bagu. Mukguma not exactly cooperating with Hippie there. Hippie's going to go ahead and take life 2. And considering that they are going to be looping Palace 1, there really is no harm in taking life 2. You'll be able to take life 2 and still get enough points for attack 4. Looks like I didn't notice this. No, never mind. I'm confusing myself. Forgot where Riak and Chosen were on the screens, and all of a sudden I thought Riak had also somehow found his way to Lifetown, but no, I just was looking around at the other runners and forgot who was in which space when I went back to look at their progress. So Tetra is now Mukguma, grabbing the key. Has a lot more points at this point, and does get attack 2. Hippie's going to get attack 2 right here. And looks like Riak is still about a screen and a half ahead of Trav. Let's see if Riak does not get a bag drop there. I think it still would be preferable to get to attack 3 before fighting Horsehead, and have much fewer hits to get in that way. And judging by Trav's score, Trav did not get bag either. Looks like Hippie is going to go ahead and... he's going to go ahead and skip these Stalfos altogether. Seems like... and this makes it very interesting, because the players have all picked very divergent strategies. Chosen's being the most divergent. And I actually am not totally sure whether it is a... and Riak is the first to take down Horsehead. Does it add attack 2 and goes ahead and skips placing the gem, circles around and goes back into Palace 1. Trav is able to defeat Horsehead at attack 3. And then there's Hippie taking care of Horsehead, and Hippie skipped a lot of enemies and is still at attack 2. So Hippie's gonna have to kill some enemies on the way back around, but will be nice and easy, but for now, does seem to have a very big lead over Tetrally. But she may be able to skip as many enemies as she's able to on the second loop. And let's see, Chosen is right before the first red Dyra room, it looks like, in Death Mountain. Cast life there. Let's see, we got up to life level 3, which is probably a safe thing to do in this situation. But still has only attack 1. So it needs to get a lot of hits in to kill this Dyra. And there gets up to attack 2. Looks like Trav is in the next to last room of Palace 1. And actually has closed the gap a little bit on React. Both are at attack 3 and about to take attack 4. Neither have taken any life or magic levels. Ooh, Tetra takes a death. That was at Horsehead. Now, taking a death isn't that terrible in this category, in that it is only half of the world, and there's not as many death abuses that the players are going to be taking. So Hippie has finished the second loop. Tetra is going back in to do the second loop now. Now Tetra can skip killing almost all enemies the rest of the way. Already has enough points to has already passed the threshold, so that the gem placement will get her to attack 4. And I'll come look at it. Hippie actually did not even take attack 4. So Hippie breezed through there, skipping everything. So that is interesting, and we'll see. So Hippie isn't enabled himself to get a very big lead, but we'll see if that backfires at all later in the race, going through Death Mountain at only attack 3. And looks like Chosen is closing in on the hammer, also closing in on attack 3. Now, is he going ahead and taking a death abuse at the hammer? But only 25 points away from getting to attack 3. Thought that he might be trying to kill that Dyra to get the next attack level, but actually goes ahead and just takes damage from the Dyra to exit that room faster. Let's see, and it seems like Riak is keeping. It got a little bit closer for a bit, but it seems as though we could still describe Riak's lead over Trav as about a screen and a half. We'll have to see when they get to Palace 3 exactly where this shakes out with the path that Chosen has taken. It's going to be very difficult to ascertain where Chosen is in relation to the others. It looks like Hippie got a boomerang to the feet right before getting off of that screen to the next room in the jump cave. But Hippie is also right in there, just behind Trav and Riak. Chosen is returning from Death Mountain, and then it's also going to be curious to see if Chosen does Palace 2 first or Palace 1. Could do either. My guess is actually that Chosen will do Palace 1 first, but that is, and it could go either way. What's up, Lordo? And it looks like Hippie just met with Bagu. Tetra is obtaining the jump spell. Chosen has taken an encounter in the desert. Riak and Trav both in Life Town. Chosen going to get the medicine. Has already collected the extra life up here. So might still see Chosen go on that tile, even though there's no extra life there to collect, just to follow a standardized route on the way back. And it looks like Lordo is using some animated emotes in chat. Chosen, looks like that was an intentional death abuse there. But no deaths left to take. Did take a death abuse at the hammer, and again at the medicine bottle. Yes, and Chosen does go on to the extra life tile, even though there's nothing left to collect there, but it helps follow the standardized walk back. Both Riak and Trav are entering Death Mountain now. I like the swag moat there, Lordo. What's this other one you got? Banana. Very nice, and yes, I believe that as of today, everyone has animated emote slots. So, anyone who has been waiting to put their animated emotes in place, Twitch has finally enabled you to do so. I know plenty of people were a little disappointed that they got animated emotes ready to go right away, and then they were waiting for their turn, and finally Twitch has opened the floodgates and allowed everyone to have animated emotes that is affiliate or partner. And we just see Chosen coming out from getting the down stab, the first to do so, but also taking an alternate path. Chosen now getting the fairy spell. And actually, considering the rules, Chosen could also do a game over abuse to get lives back. I'm not sure if... I have a feeling that would not be... that would not really be beneficial in any way. But he could try to go to Palace 2, and then if... yeah, I'm probably overthinking of it. That's certainly not going to be an intended strategy. And it looks like Chosen is at least going to get the shield spell next. I'd imagine that means Chosen is doing Palace 1 first. We'll be able to go to Palace 1 with all of the spells collected and all of that magic collected. Having gotten the extra magic container. Didn't go to get the extra heart container on the way. That is something else we'll have to see about this route that Chosen is taking. Whether he gets that heart container south of Shield Town before going to Palace 2 or on the way back. Getting the shield spell now So we'll see what he decides to do when that happens. Looks like Hippie took a death. Was that a... That would not have been a death abuse. So looks like that Mew must have got him, or he missed time to jump. Let's see. Trav is coming back from getting the hammer, so is React. So I think still you would describe this as about a screen and a half lead here that React has over Trav. React just now getting the medicine bottle. Trav a little low on life, so I do see him being careful with that red ache. Ache man. React taking out the Octo Rocks. See, looks like Hippie is just coming back from getting the hammer as well. Tetra is about the midpoint of Death Mountain. Chosen just getting the first key in Palace 1. So again, we'll see when they enter Palace 3. That's going to basically clarify for us where Chosen stands among the racers. Tetra doing a life cast, getting beat up a little bit by that orange Dyra. It does get through that room. We did see Hippie take a death in Death Mountain. Tetra did take a death at Horsehead. I'm trying to remember, but I think we did also see Hippie take another death somewhere. I don't remember for certain though. Chosen is going to get the next 2 keys. You see him, the rare sight of downstabbing the key at the top of the stairs and downstabbing the bot in Palace 1. Oh, and Tetra does take a death there. Down to 2 lives, so I might have misremembered there. Maybe, is there a place where Tetra would have picked up an extra life? I don't think, so maybe I'm misremembering that that she took a death. Okay, and we see Chosen killing a Stalfos that normally would have been killed. Looks like Trav takes his death abuse at the medicine bottle. React just leaving the swamp, so still that's staying pretty steady. About a screen and a half for React over Trav. Might be able to describe it as about a 12-ish second lead. Hippie getting the medicine bottle and does not take a death. So maybe when I was questioning whether Hippie took 2 death abuses and I thought, or took 2 deaths already, and I could not remember, maybe I was misremembering that Hippie took both of those deaths and Tetrally hadn't taken any yet. I could have also not seen that she may have grabbed an extra life before heading to Death Mountain for safety, much like Chosen did. Although Chosen was taking a much riskier path. And also, I think as we eventually saw, Chosen was planning on taking an extra death abuse, so he might not have grabbed that extra life if he didn't take that death earlier. And Chosen is heading on horse head. Hippie gets the down stab. There we see Trav getting the fairy spell. Looks like React just came out of that house. Chosen gets the horse head kill, and now we'll need to loot Palace 1. Gets to attack 4 right there. So I think that's part of the plan here for Chosen, is that a few more enemy kills here, Chosen's going to be able to leave Palace 1 at attack 5. And instead of taking attack 5 pretty early in Palace 2, we'll be able to just barrel on through and kill just enough enemies so that you can leave Palace 2 at attack 6. Tetra retreating and taking a road encounter on the way to the medicine. And Hippie on the way up to the heart container. Trav just coming out of there. And React just entering Palace 2. So Hippie is in a different race, but we see that React is probably extending the lead here a little bit on Trav, and Hippie is catching up. Oh, Trav just avoids some encounters to get into the palace, while Hippie is just grabbing the heart piece. So that was a really good walk for Trav. So yeah, you see about an equal distance apart then between React and Trav, and then Trav and Hippie. Tetra also not taking a death abuse in the medicine cave. Chosen has completed the loop of Palace 1. And not doing the bubble skip, but looks like going to take Fairy on the way back. And I actually did not take attack 5 like I suspected. Oh, but gets an encounter on the square with the heart piece. So that's probably disappointing. But yeah, this will be fun if Chosen is going to do Fairy. Yes. So we get to see Chosen use Fairy going through the bubble scene. Tetra now in Fairy Town. And Chosen is going to be on the way to Palace 2. Soon we'll have all runners in Palace 2. Now, leaving Palace 2, Tetra will not need to get the shield spell, so that will be worth about 30 seconds or so over the other runners. 30 seconds to a minute. We see React jumping over a few orange iron knuckles. Trav heading into that room now, so I think still you would call it about a screen and a half. Trav getting a little damage. That skull bubble got in the way. Loving Lordo's animated bubble on a skateboard, it looks like. Alright, React has collected the glove. And Trav is heading in there as React heading out. Trav gets the glove as fairy and then takes a death abuse right there. So I'm actually even wondering, Chosen must be planning on taking attack 5 in Palace 2. I would assume. And I'm actually starting to think that no, Chosen would not be. Chosen must be planning on leaving Palace 2 at attack 5 after placing the gem, and not taking attack 5 somewhere in the palace, although I believe there still would be enough enemies. I have a feeling, though, it would have been better to kill the extra enemies in Palace 1. I didn't really see what happened on that second loop there, but it seems as though Chosen must have just skipped everything to do that second loop of Palace 1. Let's see, Riak is down in the last level of Palace 2. Trav just getting the key and we'll be heading down there next. Chosen is ferrying over the lava room and also jumping the Iron Knuckles. Hippie now also down in that lower room, and let's see, Riak is heading into the fight with Germa Fencer now. Ooh, down to 1 bar of health, doesn't hurt. Able to get through there without taking another hit. Misses the key grab, gets it. And now Trav is there. And gets the helmet head defeat. Grabs the key and is moving on. Hippie now will be heading down there next. Is falling behind a little bit over where Trav and Riak are, but the distance between Riak and Trav has held pretty steady since Palace 1. Since the Palace 1 entry, they have stayed about 1.5 screens apart. Trav walking out of a road encounter. Let's see if Trav is able to get the shield. Oh no, Trav gets another encounter on the way to Shield Town, so that will put a little bit more distance between the two. I didn't see, but I don't think Riak got or at least I didn't see Riak get an encounter. Hippie is at the Helmet Head fight. He's able to down stab and take care of Helmet Head. Chosen just defeating the Mukguma right there to grab the last key before going downstairs. So it does seem that the way this is shaken out, Chosen doesn't need to go back to Shield Town, but still has a few screens to get through here. And is going to be going to Palace 3 a little bit behind and without an attack level. So it doesn't seem as though doesn't seem as though the early Death Mountain has helped all that much, although it was fun to watch. And let's see, Riak is in the tunnel heading to Palace 3. Trav has just entered the tunnel. Hippie walking out of Shield Town. There, Chosen gets the Germafencer defeat. We'll place the gem here and get to attack 5, and then be on the way to Palace 3. Riak has just entered Palace 3, now Trav is as well. And I think overall you would still describe this as about a screen and a half lead for Riak over Trimfact. But Trav is just entering this screen as Riak leaves it, so maybe it could now be described as a single screen lead. So Trav has closed the gap just a bit. And Chosen did not get the heart piece earlier, so doesn't have to go back to Shield Town, but does have to stop and collect this 5th heart piece, or 6th heart piece, before going to Palace 3. So it will simplify the walk in a similar manner, but ultimately doesn't save time, or at least doesn't give him time back that was spent earlier in the race, like not having to get the shield spell will for Tetra. And pretty soon here, Tetrally will be heading to the boss in Palace 2. Ooh, Chosen takes an encounter in the graveyard. Just a little bit scary, but gets out of there okay. And Chosen is out of the tunnel and on the way to Palace 3 as well. Gets an encounter in the desert though. So that was certainly not preferable. We see Trev ferrying the rat. I was curious if we would be seeing any death abuse there out of Trav, who I believe did have an extra life after taking the death abuse the glove in Palace 3, but that was not the case there. And Tetra taking a swamp encounter, leaving Palace 2. But won't need to stop and get the shield spell on the way back. Just needs to get to the road. Has a lot of spawns out at once and is able to get through them. Going into the King's Tomb, and very soon we will see all runners in Palace 3 together. And here's Hippie closing in on the raft. I was wondering if he was deciding to take a death abuse there, but apparently not. Apparently that was accidentally obtained damage. Tetra not getting a magic jar on the way in, has to fight off a red iron knuckle. Takes magic 3 at that spot. And Riak is very quickly getting through Rebone, is about to place the gem, and Riak is in first at a time of 37 minutes flat. Trav takes a death at Rebo, and it doesn't look like that is going to allow Hippie or Chosen to catch up. Looks like Chosen's having a little bit of trouble finding the pixel here. And And this is Chosen's last life. Chosen had an accidental death and then used 2 death abuses, so can't die to this Iron Knuckle here. Had a lot of trouble finding the pixel to sneak through there. And Trav takes a little bit of damage there from Rebo, but does finish off the fight and is going to finish in second. And there it is with a time of 37 minutes and 56 seconds. So it was right on React's heels most of that time, right up to the Rebo fight, where Trav was getting to the fight as soon as React had finished it off, but Trav took a death there, and even though it didn't put him behind any of the other runners, it took an extra 30 seconds or so to get through there. Probably more than 30 seconds. Hippie at the Rebo fight now, gets him in the corner and down stabs him a little bit. But Rebo is trying to get away and being as uncooperative as possible. There it is. Okay, so Hippie is going to win the bots race. Chosen heading downstairs in Palace 3 now. Tetra has just gotten the raft. Chosen ferrying over the Stalfos and Doomknocker. And Chosen taking a little damage from the Iron Knuckles here. Does get a life level. Seemed to have to think for a second whether to take it, but there really is no reason not to take it as the race is ending after this fight. And cannot afford to take a death at all. Tetra took a lot of damage. Looks like the Forever Man was, in fact, an enemy and had to be fought off. And any false move in this Minecraft room could cause a very unwanted death, and unfortunately there it is right at the key. Chosen though takes a death, and that is going to be a return of Ganon. And let's see if Chosen chooses to continue this or not. I would doubt it, 'cause there's going to be another race after this. Probably, and in not being in this... Oh, nope, Chosen is continuing. The races aren't over yet, so... Even though he's not in the same race as Tetra, is apparently going to press on and try to finish it off. And that was very unfortunate for Tetra, that she was just not quite able to get to that key before taking that death. But had lives to continue, so... Yeah, I see the same thing there, just turned around to tink the dagger from the blue Iron Knuckle, but then turned back around just a little bit too early. And Tetra is going to take care of Rebo pretty quick there. A little bit more cooperative for Tetra than for Hippie. And Tetra is going to be finishing here any moment. And the final time is 42 minutes and 3 seconds. And with that, it looks like Chosen has also taken a DNF. Looks like as long as there was still someone else going, Chosen was going to continue on. But once once the action from other racers had ceased, Chosen went ahead and quit the race. So I believe we'll have another race coming up here shortly. And yeah, it looks like we got a message in chat from Trav White saying one more time. So they're probably going to reset the race rooms. So good races, everybody. I'm going curious to see what happens next time. If we see any more Dark Death Mountain. Or any other divergent strategies. Let's see, it looks like they're still getting races set up. Okay, both race rooms are open, so waiting for the runners to rejoin, and looks like they do have this set for another gem jump. So again, we can expect times to be in the upper 30s to lower 40-minute range, rather than the mid to high 40s you would normally see for a West Coast race. And we see the same three runners are ready to go again in the Bits race. And the same two runners are ready to go again in the race. And React says in chat, Dark Death Mountain for me. Hope to not die. Yikes. Good luck. I'm going to say that I actually tried to go through Death Mountain Dark myself for the first time recently, just goofing around with a Game Genie code to not take points away after level ups. And then I'm like, goofing around, and went in there, and I still that first red Dyra, and really it was the bots that make that fight so hard. But I got a few life refills pretty quickly that way. But that is hard, even when you think you know where everything is. Sometimes you don't know what those enemies are going to do in there. And let's see, it looks like the races are about to get underway. They're both counting down from 15 seconds, 10. And the runners are off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And good luck, everyone. And And again, we do see Trev a couple seconds ahead. And let's see here if anyone is able to get a bag here in Magic Cave. Last time we did see, I think 3 out of the 5 get a bag. It looks like Hippie was the only one to get one this time. Hippie was one of the 3 that got one previously. And it looks like Riak is doing Dark Death Mountain. Chosen has decided that one time was enough and is not doing it again. So Riak grabbing the trophy right there. And Trav getting the bubble skip. Hippie getting an encounter, a tile before the bubbles. Tetra not getting the bubble skip. I just saw Chosen walking off that tile. I believe he got the bubble skip. So that's going to keep Tetra and Hippie right neck and neck. Trav and Chosen pretty much neck and neck. And again, we'll have to see how things shake out for Riak. We'll get a chance to compare any differences between Riak's path through Dark Death Mountain and Chosen's path through. And I'm wondering if Chosen could do it again. Would Chosen have killed some more enemies in Palace 1 to get out of there with Attack 5? And looks like Chosen has a bit of a lead on Trav, not much of one. Gotta account for Trav being about 2 or 3 seconds ahead due to stream delay. Chosen grabbed the key first by about 1 or 2 seconds, so about a 5-second lead overall for Chosen. And Tetra and Hippie are pretty much neck and neck. A little bit of time lost there for Hippie menuing, but that will even itself out later. Riak almost out of life here, so this is a little bit scary. Can't take a hit. Manages to get through the aches. That looked scary because it had to have been hard to even know where they were in the room. Does not grab the fairy. I would have thought that would have been a good safety strat to go over and grab the fairy. We did see Chosen do that. Chosen also grabbed the extra life, but I believe Chosen had taken a death in the jump cave, which may have prompted taking the extra life, and even though wasn't very short on health, maybe for safety, or just because it was on the way, grabbed that fairy. Riak cannot take a hit, manages... Oh, screen froze there, so... okay, but we do confirm manages to get through there without any more damage. A little bit of choppiness here from Riak, but hasn't crapped out totally yet, so... So we are still able to see Riak's going to get the mirror. Looks like we have pretty smooth video capture. And let's see where the other runners are at. Chosen and Trav are still right neck and neck in the same room. And yeah, so it would seem that Chosen still has about a 5-ish second lead over Trav. Looks like Hippie has gotten a little bit ahead of Tetrally, and is right behind Trav and Chosen. But they are all in the same section of the game. We'll see long term how it shakes out with React. We really won't know until they're all done with Palace 2 where React's at in relation to the other racers. Hippie grabs the candle as Tetra is walking in the room. And oh, Tetra started walking a little bit early, it looks like, under that Mukguma. React getting to attack 2. Took a hit, and looks like React considered for a second whether it was a good idea to take life 2, but actually I think for the reason we just saw, that was the right decision to take attack 2. Still had nearly full life, and you're just a couple enemies away from getting another opportunity to take life 2, and then, well, it doesn't take life 2 right there. I'd imagine that we are going to see life 2 for React and not magic level, but yeah, is able to cast magic there. Well, now actually maybe does take magic at the Daira up here. And then able to cast life again, and then be able to... Nope, okay, takes life there, so be able to take magic 2 with another couple enemy kills. Let's see, it looks like Trav and Chosen were just taking down Horsehead at right about the same time. So they're right neck and neck. They both jumped the gem at about the same time. So Hippie also taken out Horsehead. Let's see how React does at this red Daira, and then I should pay a little bit more attention. Ooh, React cancels the level up, so it's only at 212. So does not take near as... I think Chosen took life 3 in the Dark Death Mountain run. React only taking magic 1 and 2. Hippie may not have skipped the gem. I believe that is a 3-minute penalty. Tetra also not jumping the gem there, so they may have just decided between themselves not to do that again. Hippie, despite getting a point bag, did not get to attack 4, but we did also see Hippie take life 2. So that may have been a decision that they would both just do attack 3 Death Mountain and not skip the gem. So it looks like Trav probably has a slight lead over Chosen here. They're both getting to attack 4. Chosen did place the gem a few seconds after Trav. We do know that there is a bit of stream delay, so they are still pretty much neck and neck, but I would imagine that Trav does have a little bit of a lead. It seemed like it was more than the 2 to 3 seconds we would typically expect. It looks like React is a few enemies away from the hammer here. Very nice Mew kill. And I'm imagining we're going to see a death abuse from React here. Probably just going to kill that one Daira and try to get over this one. Nope, nope. Actually does kill both Dairas. And actually, I didn't think about it. That would have been a pretty risky death abuse there. Did get a magic bottle from that orange Daira. So in fact is able to get beams back. Looks like Chosen has a little bit of a lead again on Trav. Going in to get the jump spell. So Tetra and Hippie are both heading into the jump cave now. Looks like the Hippie just left and is on the way to see Bagu. React just leaving after getting the magic container at Spectacle Rock. React very close to attack 4. I believe can get to attack 4 at the medicine bottle. Has 2 more red Dairas worth 100 points and another orange Daira worth 70. Tetra is visiting with everyone's friend Bagu. And Hippie has just obtained the life spell. So Hippie is probably stretched out about a 30 second lead or so over Tetrally. Riak heading into the medicine cave now. Three Dairas to take care of in this room. And there is attack 4 for Riak. Grabs the medicine bottle and imagine will plunge. Nope, no plunge for Riak. And Tetra is getting the life spell. Hippie is in Death Mountain. And there we see Trav and Chosen both getting the life spell at about the same time. Pretty much gotta call it a dead tie. Trav is, well, a few seconds ahead of Chosen with some stream delay in there. I think that Chosen's actually about 3 seconds closer to Trav. So this one's going back and forth just by a few seconds here and there. Hippie having trouble killing anything. Winds up casting life, despawned the orange Daira. So that may have thrown off drops a little bit. It's like Trav is entering Death Mountain as Chosen is leaving Life Town. Riak has just gotten the down stab, of course, on a completely divergent path. Riak had taken Dark Death Mountain And again, we are not really going to know where Riak stands in relation to Trav and Chosen until after Palace 2, or at least as they get to the end of Palace 2, we'll have a better idea. Unless Riak, of course, decides to go to Palace 2 first. That's doubtful. Probably see something similar to what Chosen did, where he goes back and gets the shield spell. Perhaps skips getting the heart container, but could get the heart container on the way and still skip the shield spell and do the shield spell after Palace 2. We're gonna find out real soon what Riak's plan is. Trav takes a death. Where was that? That was not an intentional death. Okay, Riak is going to get the heart container. Which this is not something I had thought about when we were watching Chosen, but that doesn't mean he's getting the heart container in the dark. So there is a question of whether Riak will get the heart container and then also get the shield spell, or if Riak will want to still skip getting the shield spell so he can keep the walk back to Palace 3 knowable. And yes, Riak is skipping the shield spell. So where Chosen got the shield spell on the way to Palace 1 but skipped getting the heart container, Riak does the opposite. Gets the heart container, but skips the shield spell. So we will still need to see Riak get the shield spell on the way out of Palace 2. But Riak is on the way to Palace 1. Looks like Riak is going to go for a bubble skip. As I recall, Chosen didn't even go for that bubble skip. But Riak will also probably cast Fairy on the way back. It looks like Riak maybe forgot he had down staff. And just kind of stabbed over the heart a few times. No, Riak not casting Fairy in the bubble scene. And we see Trav grabbing the hammer. So Trav is stretching out the lead over Chosen a little bit. Chosen walks in and out of the hammer room. I wonder if that was to get a despawn? And if that was the case, I don't know of that trick, but it looks like that may have been used to despawn an orange Dyra. And Riak is just heading to the first key in Palace 1. Won't have to kill enemies much at all. I imagine will kill enough to get to attack 5. May choose to take other magic and life levels while here. Tetra just getting the hammer. Chosen on the way out of the hammer cave. Hippie on the way out on the bridge back to the graveyard. So remember that Tetrally and Hippie did not actually loop Palace 1. Riak, Trav, and Chosen all looped Palace. Well, Trav and Chosen have looped Palace 1. Riak will be required to. So Tetrally has stretched out, or I should say that Hippie has stretched out the lead over Tetrally by a little bit. Riak headed to the final key of Palace 1. Takes out the Guma, cancels cancels the level up, so React will be able to skip all remaining enemies. Trav is on the walk over to the medicine bottle now. Chosen will probably take the same road. Nope. Chosen is not taking the same road encounter as Trav and is going to take the walk. Still doesn't get any encounters on the way. It's like the earlier road encounter was sufficient. And we see another animated emote from Lordo show up in chat. In this case, it is a louder. Looks like Chosen takes the medicine bottle death abuse on last life again, though. We'll pick up the extra life on the way out of here. Didn't see whether Trav took that same death. Riak able to use the fairy to grab the candle. That is not something you always get to see. Looks like it's a louder playing with a mace. Tetrally closing in on the medicine bottle. Does not choose to take a death on the way out of the medicine room. As Bogo's beating up Tetrally a little bit. They are definitely one of the most frustrating enemies. Oh, Horsehead getting a couple hits in on Riak. Riak's able to finish off the fight, but not placing the gem. So Riak is going to do a loop of the palace here on relatively low health, but I imagine that won't be a problem. Trav has obtained the fairy spell, and Chosen right behind. So it is still really close between those two. We will see in React case. It looks like Riak is not going to be that far behind entering Palace 2 when this is all said and done. But pretty much once we see them in Palace 2, that is where it's going to shake out. Riak did get the heart container on the way back, not the shield spell, so all three of them are going to need to go to Shield Town. So we're going to know in Palace 2 where they all are in relation to each other in this race. So Hippie is entering Palace 2, the first to do so in the race between Hippie and Tetra. And again, I guess in their React places the gem. So it looks like React didn't take any damage. It's able to get health refilled, and we'll be on the way now to Palace 2. Might get the shield spell on the way back, although I would sort of doubt it. I suppose that might be something React would do, but React is going to be about a minute behind. Yeah, walking right past Shield Town. And let's see how this walk to Palace 2 goes. That will determine a lot in terms of whether React's able to stay in this. Gets a road encounter. And not able to avoid a light swamp encounter. Hops through it. And one more right before the palace gates. But now React is in the palace, and we're able to see that about 3 screens behind. So not something that not a big enough gap that that he can't pass either Trav or Chosen, but I would say it's very unlikely that he would be able to pass both of them, because they would both have to make a major mistake, or just have a fight go wrong on them that causes a death. So it's not impossible that something would go wrong for Trav or Chosen. He would be able to catch one of them, but you would have to think it's very unlikely that that 2 runners of that caliber would have a major mistake, allowing React to get a win here. But React is not that far behind, and any slip up could still allow him to get ahead of either runner. And Petra is probably also about 3 screens or so behind Hippie. Well, actually, more than that even, but I do believe that Tetra gets Shield Spell early. I don't remember for certain whether she did in this game, but I believe in the previous game that she did. See on the pause menu at some point, confirm whether she already has the shield spell, because that will save a little bit of time later. But actually, no, I misread where Hippie was. Hippie is even further ahead than I thought. He's closing in on the end of this palace. He's gonna have one more key to grab and another level to go down. So it looks like Chosen has just walked back after getting the glove. Trav is down in the final section of this palace as well, where we were just saying Hippie is about to grab that last key. Chosen's still not that far behind Trav. Oh, but getting beat up by the orange Iron Knuckles a little bit. Gets the next attack level right there. And React is not that far behind either of them. Kind of like what we saw with the previous race, where React had a bit of a lead over Trav, and then Trav had about the same amount of a lead over Chosen. It's pretty much like that again here, except closer. And of course, React was able to enter this palace already having attack 5. So that might have helped a lot in terms of closing the gap. But again, Trav seems to have maybe about a 2-screen lead over Chosen, and then Riak has about maybe about a screen and a half behind Chosen. And Hippie is at the Jerma Fencer fight. And there's the victory. Tetra just walking back after getting the glove. I think I just realized I might have accidentally called it a candle a minute ago. Chosen grabs a point bag to take life 3 right there. Still has plenty of points left in this last room to get where needs to be. Wait a second here. Okay, that is enough points for some. Uh-oh. It looks like Trav had a soft lock. I was looking to see where Trav was on the map, but Trav may have been leaving an encounter screen at the same time was about to take a level up. So it looks like Chosen is now leading this race. Trav isn't going to be able to continue. I'm looking at the screen to see if maybe Trav hasn't dropped out of the race yet, but okay, so it looks like Riak has mostly caught up to Chosen, but took an encounter. Hippie's getting the shield spell now. Trav said, yep. Road encounter after 2. Let's see, Tetrally is casting life. It looks like Tetrally does not have shield, so Tetra will still have to go get the shield spell. Okay, no, Trav is still... Oh no, it looks like Trav is just starting a new game. So... So that is unfortunate then that Trav was leading that race by a little bit, and unfortunately got a lock, leaving an encounter screen. And Hippie getting beat up a little bit by an Iron Knuckle entering Palace 3, but is able to get the next life level right there anyway. Tetra just finishing Palace 2, defeated Jerma Fencer. Chosen and Riak are on their walks to Palace 3, and Riak is, we'll say, about a half screen behind Chosen now. So it wasn't that long ago I said that Riak, well, you know, something could happen and maybe could catch one of the other racers, but not both of them. And now Trav is out of the race with a did not finish after freezing the game, and he is right on Chosen's heels. So we have a very close race, and Riak has a chance to win. And we see an animated emote in chat. It looks like Lordo is enjoying showing off these animated emotes. We have a live, laugh, lava emote. Very nice. Okay, Tetrally getting the shield spell. Ooh! And speaking of lava, it's like Hippie just slipped up and fell in the lava, and that is a game over, so Hippie does get to continue, but is now slightly behind Tetrally, who is just leaving Shield Town. So actually not just behind, and I'd actually have, so Hippie just walked past Shield Town right as Tetra was leaving, but it is neck and neck. And due to that road encounter right there, Hippie is actually now slightly behind Tetrally. So all of a sudden this race has gotten really close. And that was just a very unfortunate slip into the lava. And let's see where Riak is, killing that red iron knuckle right as Chosen is leaving that room. So both of these races are very close. Chosen maintaining about a half screen lead over Riak. Looks like Riak had to do a little bit of menuing on that room. It looked like it took a minute. I think Chosen probably just did the same menuing though. All four racers are now in Palace 3 together. I'm sorry, I just bumped my pop filter there. And yep, it does still look like Tetrally has a slight lead over Hippie. She grabs the key, hops over a Doom Knocker. Chosen grabs the key right before Riak does. So both of these races are really close. Might even just come down to the speed of okay, now we do see Hippie had already collected the key out here, so Tetra's lead was a little bit deceiving. Oh, Hippie almost took the same hit into the lava, and oh, that red iron knuckle is still going to be there on the way back. And noticing now that Hippie does actually have attack 5, so that iron knuckle would have taken an extra hit. Oh, and that bot did almost knock Tetra down the opposite way. Tetra decides that key will still be there on the way back. Chosen and Riak both at the fight with Rebanak at the same time, and Chosen is able to very quickly win that fight and places the gem to take the win, holds off Riak. Chosen in with a time of 38 minutes and 13 seconds, and Riak in with a time of 38 minutes and 27 seconds. And now, let's see, it does look like Hippie probably has about a one screen lead over Tetrally. Entering the Minecraft room now, where Tetrally is just entering the screen before. Ooh, misses a key grab there. So it does seem like it is unlikely that Tetrally would be able to come back here, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Hippie opening the door is in the next to last room before the Rebo fight. And now Tetrally heading down there as well. And let's see, Hippie taking the life level up. And almost in the Rebo fight. So I'd say that unless something goes wrong here at Rebo and Hippie takes a death, probably going to finish off this fight. And there gets Rebo off the horse. Rebo's uncooperative. But one hit away. Uh-oh. Okay, well there it was. If he would have wound up taking one last hit there, then all of a sudden would have been a different story. But there Tetra gets the Rebo kill just a few seconds after Hippie did. Hippie is in with a time of 40 minutes and 32 seconds. So actually an even closer race than the Bits race. Tetra in with a time of 40 minutes and 43 seconds. So good games, everybody. Hippie always on the edge of death. Well, definitely seemed to have a scare there in that Rebanak fight. Not being able to get Rebo in the corner, and then getting within one hit of killing Rebo, but then Rebo getting within one hit of killing him right back. But that is it for the races tonight. So we saw Riak win the first race win the first Bits race, and Chosen win the second. Hippie won both of the Bots races, and that second set of races was really close between all runners.
Yeah, some goofball went in soft lock.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was laughing so hard. I'm not used to having that much XP there, and then, yeah, it happened. I watched it click over to $29.99, and I was like, oh, I squeezed through. I did not squeeze through.
Yeah, and I just looked down at your screen and saw the blue screen, and I thought, well, I'll just look back here in a second, see where you took that encounter, and then I looked down again and saw the same blue screen. I was like, wait a second. That's not supposed to look like that.
Yep, it happens in racing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
5 followers? I don't think so. But with that, I'm gonna call it a stream here. Shadow, what do you have up next in your neck of the woods?
Well, I'm going for a sub 90 in this game myself, and then playing other games casually and whatnot.
Awesome.
I might update an about page for myself. I think I currently just changed it to say that I don't have a schedule, but for the remainder of 2021, I'm gonna fix that, make a plan for 2022. But yeah, you'll see me playing Zelda 2 and other retro games.
Awesome. Well, with that, we're gonna call it a stream. I'm gonna go back to the start race screen, and then I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for coming out to the Dumpster Fire races.
There's a fine line between genius and madness.
And thank you, Lordo, for the Prime sub gaming. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Let's get that last emote. We'll make it something awesome. And if I ever get animated emotes, we'll have something race related, I'm sure. But with that, I'm gonna call it a stream. Thank you so much, Shadow. Thank you so much, chat. And we'll see y'all next week, same time, 10 p.m. Eastern.